everybody, welcome along to the channel. My name is Caroline. I'm a UK-based physics lecturer. I can't believe we're in September. The summer seems to have whizzed by. It's been such a strange year with this horrible pandemic, that the situation's changed, working online, working from home, but we somehow now seem to be in September. And for my university, that means we're 3 weeks away from students now coming. So students will be landing on campus in a few weeks' time. I know if you're a student heading off to university for the first time this year, you might be wondering about Freshers Week. So here in the UK, we have Freshers, which is a week basically where you get to meet your course mates, your housemates. There's quite a few parties, you can join hobbies and societies. I know the University Students' Union, so the Students' Union is the body that kind of coordinates all of these activities. They're working very closely with the universities to make sure that whatever events go ahead happen in a safe and sensible way. But from a lecturer point of view, we also have quite a few things happening in that first week of term. So I thought I'd share kind of what goes on from the lecturer side. So one of the important things that happens for us in our first week of the next semester is we get to meet our new tutees. So as an academic member of staff, as a lecturer, I have students allocated to me in each year group and I am their personal tutor. So I've got students in the foundation year all the way through doing their master's projects and their standalone master's courses. And as their personal tutor, I guess my job is to be like the friendly point of contact within the department. So I chat to the students about their course options, how things are going, how they're managing to juggle all the assessments, if they're getting enough time away from the library and away from kind of studying, help them work out if they want to go into placements, not do placements. And also as their personal tutor, because I get to know the student over their kind of years with the university, I can act as a reference for them as well. So when they're applying for jobs, I can be one of their listed referees. So as a personal tutor, it's really important in that first week in semester to get to meet my new tutees. So if you're heading off to university, please do stop by and say hi to your personal tutor. Usually these meetings are face-to-face, but I think because of this horrible COVID situation, we may have to do some of these meetings online or through a virtual platform. But however they go ahead, please do pop by and say hi to your personal tutor. It's one of the things as an academic staff member I need to make sure that I've done, because it's important that our new students are welcomed into the department and know where they need to go. Also in that first week there'll be a whole series of activities that the department will put on to help new students feel comfortable. So that might be whether you're a first year, you could be returning after a placement year, and you might be joining for a master's, you might be joining for a PhD. Whichever kind of group of student you might sit within, there will most likely be some kind of departmental activity to help welcome you to the department or to help re-welcome you back if you've been off on a placement and to kind of help you find your feet. I would say as an academic staff member, do know where the library is. You may not plan to go to the library straight away. You might be planning to use electronic resources rather than library books. You might be surprised if you venture into the library to also see your lecturers might be in there. We do go into the library too. I'll often nip in and get the latest version of the textbook if I haven't got it for the course that I'm teaching, or I might have a look around to see if there's any kind of complementary text that students might want to access. So yeah, do find your library. Make sure you kind of know the lay of the campus as well. So in the first week of semester, obviously when we're normally on campus, I'd be helping students find their way around and finding all the shortcuts between buildings. There's nothing worse than trying to find your first class, your first lecture, your first tutorial, running late, ending up having to run to get there and being all flustered and hot and bothered. So yeah, know which classes you're going to have to attend in person, know what the rules are for attending those classes, do you need a face covering, what are the entry requirements to that particular building, and then know which classes are going to be happening online and virtually. And then also on my checklist as a lecturer, I need to make sure that I'm ready for the semester ahead. So I'll be making sure that all my lecture notes are in order, my course is ready to go. If you're starting a new lecture course, I really strongly advise going to that first lecture, making sure you've had enough sleep before you turn up at that first lecture, because typically in the very first class of a new module, we will lay out like the direction of travel. So we will discuss the content of the module, like an overview, how it's broken down into different sections. Very importantly, we'll flag up when the units of assessment are coming up, so when exams are, when tests are, when coursework is due in. So that first lecture can be really key to understanding how the rest of that lecture course is going to kind of shape. And so I do a lecture course in this coming semester that lasts for 11 weeks. I get to co-teach it with a really lovely professor, and so we'll be explaining how we share the teaching, when the students need to hand in their coursework, when they have tests, and basically just how the class works. So do go along to your opening induction lectures, they are super important. And the other thing, I guess, is if you're just starting a university journey, it can be quite daunting. You know, if you're coming in to start a PhD or a master's, you might have changed university. So it might be a bit nerve-wracking meeting new people, getting used to a new department. Just remember that it can take a few weeks to settle in. You know, it's a big adjustment moving to a university. You've got to suddenly do lectures, meet new friends, organise your social life, organise just day-to-day living. So give yourself at least a few weeks to settle in, to find the university rhythm, which can take a while to kind of work out what working pattern works for you, which study spaces are best for you. So yeah, don't feel overwhelmed if you don't feel comfortable straight away at a new university. It can take a bit of time to settle in. So I really loved my undergraduate experience, but it definitely took me a couple of weeks to kind of find my feet at the university and to feel like I was sort of settling in. So yeah, have a good first few weeks if you're heading off to a university. In a future video, I'll do a packing list of things that, you know, I'd suggest that we take to university if you're going for the first time. I'll also do a couple of videos about how I prepare. So things that I do to get ready for teaching, things that I do for research and meeting new PhD students. And yeah, so if you're at university now, if you're heading off to university, maybe you're a researcher, a postdoc, maybe you're a lecturer flying through the ranks trying to get to professor status, do hit like, do hit subscribe. It's lovely to have like an academic community here on YouTube. Thank you for all your great comments. Do keep them coming. Any questions about working as a lecturer, working at a university, things that we get up to, do put them in the comments section, because I'll round them all up again and we'll have another Q&A video in September. I'll include a link now to my Q&A video from August so you can kind of get the feel of what they're like. But yeah, have a good few days, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.